All right, so over 1 year ago today, this pair of sneakers right here actually resold for over $600. And now I was actually able to buy them from Adidas website for $140. And I finally got my pair. It took like a month, but it's here, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what we got in this video. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys would like to shop this week's top sneaker deals that I curate for you guys, check the link in the description. If they do have another Nike or Adidas sale, by the time I actually post this video, I will link them also. But this is actually a pair that I got from a couple sales ago from Adidas, and price point on these were actually only $140. Now, retail was originally $350, and then they dropped them down to $200, which is crazy. It didn't say on sale. They literally changed the retail price from $350 to $200. And then on sale with the 30% off was actually $140 shipped. And we have a pair of ZX 4004Ds. So show you guys the colorway. And here we have it. This is the black Onyx colorway of the ZX 4004D with that Futurecraft midsole. This is a pretty crazy looking shoe. And actually, this is the colorway that I wanted originally when it dropped a year ago. I absolutely love this shoe. I thought it looked amazing. Not only the color blocking I really liked in the shoe, just the overall aesthetic of the shoe I've just always been a fan of since the very first images. But it's crazy to see how the resale of a pair of sneakers like this could go from almost double retail to dropping the retail price and then going on mass like discount for $140. $600 to $140 in 1 year is a pretty huge drop. Now, I do have a few other colorways that I have of the ZX 4000. This is kind of like the poor man's version, if you will. It's sort of the same color schemes, but not. I mean, kind of that neon pink and a little bit of hits of green, gray, and black. But this one was really widely available and didn't sell out at the $350 price point. I still think it's a really great looking colorway and definitely not sad that I bought this one and have it in my collection. But when I saw that they dropped the exclusive pair that sold out a year ago and then just randomly released a bunch of them again, I mean, I was pretty heavy on Twitter and Instagram letting people know that these are available. And you could see right there, it says a ZX 4004D. The interesting thing about this one, though, it has some different branding on the insole here. It has the Kelvin Wise branding. Also, it has it on the side of the tongue right here, which is different than the other pairs. You can see there's no branding there or there. And I don't really know, honestly, much about the Kelvin Wise pack. I realized it was a pack from when these originally dropped. And supposedly it's a nod to like the fact that this has like the futuristic retro vibe, where it's futuristic meets retro. But I don't honestly understand how that correlates back to the Kelvin scale. If you guys do, please drop a comment and educate me, because I honestly don't understand the Kelvin scale and stuff and what it exactly means. But anyway, so this colorway is just super fire. $140 shipped, no tax in Oregon, and I absolutely love what we got here. And I know some people are going to be asking, so here you go. This is my blacked out version that I did. I do need to redo some of these little spots like right there, but the midsole actually held up pretty good with a black dye that I did. So I did a couple of videos on dyeing the 4D material. I thought this one actually might be a good candidate for that if I can just stick to the midsole, because I actually kind of like the extra accents in different colors. If I can just find a way to dye the midsole, I might do that, because I think that these would look wicked. Because you can see it doesn't actually dye the sole or anything like that. It just the midsole, and the upper actually took a little bit of dye too, but mostly this one was black. But yeah, I want to see that. If you guys want to see that, maybe drop a comment on this video or a like on this video, and I'll consider doing that in the future for another one of those blackout midsoles. And I have these out here as well. I've mentioned these a couple of times. This is my Stella McCartney Alpha Edge, even though it's not an Alpha Edge model, but this is like a custom that I did. I changed the tongue and then took out the sock liner. This is the one with a crazy huge built-in sock, but I think that this one looks really, really crazy. It kind of just reminds you of the Futurecraft 4D runner, and that was one that I think is probably the most sought after of all of the 4Ds still. I'm surprised that Adidas doesn't actually re-release those. It seems like a huge miss, where those are the ones that should be the ones that they actually are making more of, but they've kind of left them out there hanging for some reason. I don't know why. I just wanted to show you guys the box. You could see a ZX 4004D. I went with actually a size 10, and I hear a weed whacker out front. So that the positive of working from home is that I get to create content on my breaks and stuff, or on my work schedule. The downside is when that time is. Usually the baby's sleeping and mom's doing chores along with the kid. So if you hear the weed whacker, that's what it is. Shall I continue? And just to give you an overview of the sneaker, I mean, it's a pretty beautiful looking shoe in my opinion. Again, it has a ZX4000 retro-esque vibe for the upper. 40 Futurecraft midsole, which is crazy, crazy looking. This midsole is actually created with a partnership from a company called Carbon, and they fuse it together with light. It's actually liquid first, and it fuses together and makes this crazy lattice design all over the entire midsole. Really, really wild. Definitely not easy to clean. I've done a cleaning video of these also in the past, but it's really insane. But it's pretty soft and springy here, but on feet it's not very soft, to be 100% honest. It's not like the most comfortable pair of sneakers with this new technology. It's also really, really heavy, but the overall idea and concept of it is something I really like. It doesn't feel like Adidas executed it well in 2019 or 20. Hopefully, if we're going to have an evolution to this in the future, hopefully they can do something where they maximize profit from the technology, but also like making it more mainstream and more affordable. Obviously, dropping the retail down from 350 to 200 was definitely a huge move, but it also makes it look kind of weak and as if the technology sort of failed. At the end of the day, I like new and different technologies, and this is definitely one that, even though it's not the most comfortable, it's just eye-catching enough and unique enough that I definitely like to have some in rotation. As for the upper though, you have a really nice suede along the back section here and also on the toe guard here. Across the shoe has a lighter color suede up through the back pull tab here, and then you could see it has some stitching along with the little dash on the back. It does say ZX4000 laser etched down here, and you do have 3 stripes that are fused over top of a mesh upper. You have more mesh down across the toe box of the shoe. Down at the bottom of the laces, you have the ZX4000 4D etched in again there. Laces go up through some suede. This is black. And then the tongue is kind of like a nylon material with the Adidas logo. And then on the back of the tongue, it does say Adidas Torsion ZX4000 4D. As I showed you, this one does have some special branding right down here on the bottom. And then also it does have some on the side of the tongue. This 40 midsole is just crazy. And then on the bottom of the sole, it definitely has more of a retro vibe. A couple different panels of color and a full rubber outsole, as you could see here. I also do really just like the overall shape of the silhouette. I think it looks really cool how this scoops back out, and then also this part actually comes together and forms almost at a peak back here. Also, it's not just completely rounded. I think that kind of adds a cool little detail to the shoe. Another small, nice detail on this one is actually the lace tips are actually metal. But it's crazy to see shoes that are reselling for such a high amount just drop so drastically as soon as the supply is increased. So I mean, with sneakers, it's not really any hidden secret, but there's a supply and demand for limited products. And if you increase the supply, then obviously demand goes down. This one had a decent amount of demand originally when they dropped, but there was only a couple colorways of the shoe originally. And then now there's at least 10 colorways, I think, of the ZX4000. And then the supply refreshed in this exact colorway. So of course the demand is going to go down and the prices are going to drop quite a bit as well. Strategically, I don't know why Adidas dropped the price from the 350 to 200, but honestly, it makes sense. 200 seems like the better price point for this shoe to begin with, but I realized that the research and development to create the partnership with Carbon and combined create this midsole is crazy expensive. I've done a couple different videos on Adidas Futurecraft, and I do feel like it is probably a failed technology almost at this point. They do have to figure out another wave to make it relevant and to really make it stay. Otherwise, it's kind of like a flash in the pan sort of thing. Looked kind of cool. They've evolved it from the very first iteration of it, and they need to keep evolving it to make it softer and more palatable to like an actual athlete if they're going to be marketing the other pairs as actually performance sneakers and stuff. I mean, they have to have it soft enough, durable enough for athletes. If they choose to go that route, I mean, I personally think that they should adapt this in more of a lifestyle side of things. I'm surprised, honestly, at this point, we haven't seen a Kanye 4D. Like we saw a Pharrell 4D, but wasn't accepted very well, and they were $400. With the Yeezy 700s, the price point was $300, and now they dropped the other ones down to like $2 or $225 or whatever they are. But I feel like they could probably do a 4D model and make it look kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the future of 4D and where things are going to land. But ultimately, it could be something that comes and goes, and like now I have a piece of that history, which I'm totally okay with. I have a handful of different pairs of them, and this colorway definitely spoke out to me, so I was super stoked to add it to my collection. Again, I got a size 10. I'm normally a 9.5, but I went up a half a size because they do fit me a little bit snug. But this is a pretty cool looking colorway, and again, I can't believe that the price dropped so incredibly significant from $600 to $140. When they do go back on sale, I will link them again, hopefully in the description of this video, and I'll try to go back and update it. But did you guys cop a ZX 4000 at sale or not? Leave a comment, let me know you guys' thoughts on the model. And that's the video. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you guys for some more sneaker videos hopefully soon. Peace, guys.